So when last we left our heroes, you had departed the Bloody Cyst, and you made your way back down to the bridge. You were heading back towards Mad Maggie's. There were a couple landmarks we were discussing, and it sounded like that you guys wanted to travel to Bell's Forge, which looks like Mount Doom, yep. Mm-hmm. By way of following the River Styx north, as in Contradis. And along the way, you were going to sort of peep to the opposite side of the river to see if the Umbra University was where you heard it was. Mm-hmm. As well as you've heard that Koschizma?
Charcuterie board.
We've pronounced this name differently every session.
I think Kushe is the Russian folklore that it's based on, so I'm just going to say that.
Kuchmagooch.
Not that. Kushe's Ma is also somewhere around here, and you've been told that a Goliath, similar to Dragomir, has been wandering the wastes looking for a hammer and has some ties to that place.
Well, it's not similar to me anymore, unless he's got wings.
You don't know that.
Insufferable. I'm going to steer into it. If you guys are going to thrust it upon me, then I'm going to enjoy the ride.
Oh,
he loves
so
thrusting.
much thrusting.
Yeah.
Steer right into it. Drive right off the road.
So as just like a landmark to clarify thing, the rumor that you heard about the location of the Umbra University, it's on the side of the river that the cyst is on. Mm-hmm. And when last we left, you guys were headed towards Mad Maggie's to rest up, recuperate, and then travel north, which means you'd be on the opposite side of the river from the university. So I just want to clarify that you're doing stuff on the side closest to me before you're going to go actually physically to the university. You could peep across the river to see if it's where you thought it was.
The side of the river that Bell's Fortress is on is also the same side as Fort Knucklebones, right?
Yes.
Boners are over here, and then this is where we are.
Yep.
Mechanical boner noises.
And Kushe's Ma is on that side as well.
It's right there, isn't it? In that very biological-looking area?
Yes. It's depicted slightly further north than it actually is. Imagine it being basically where the mountains start, right below it. But yeah, wrong way. Opposite side. There.
Oh, those ones.
Yes.
No, below.
Well, it's below this way for me.
That would be going up. I know it's
See how the
complicated.
mountains are pointed this way?
My mountains are pointed this way.
Gee whiz, Batman. So I just want to clarify that last time you said you were going to be traveling north along this side of the river. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I do...
Because it seems silly to...
To strike out looking for Umbra University when we don't know where it is?
Well, also, you guys need to rest. At least you...
No, I think we are rested.
I thought we were going to
I'm saying you get rested when you get to Maggie's. I'm not going to make you make any dice rolls. I just want to know that you're still going with the same plan.
Right, but
Yeah.
it seems silly to go to Maggie's, rest, go across the river, find the university, then go back across the river, and...
I'm in agreement, and so the answer to your question is yes. We are sticking with that plan.
Sounds good. All right. Now, you know where Bell's Forge is. You've been told by a couple different people at this point. It's effectively on your map. And in fact, the cartographer, the mad cartographer who gave you the map at the start of the adventure, did depict a forge in the spot that Bell's Forge is rumored to be. So that seems pretty obvious to you. Do you want to detour to check out the mod? Do you want to detour to see if you can spot the university across the river? Or is this a straight shot for you guys?
I'm all for detouring to peep across the river.
Yeah.
I heard there's titties over there.
It's the summer camp episode.
Girls Go Wild.
Xander's very impatient. He wants to get these control rods, so he's impatient to go.
Okay. All right.
We'll do a drive-by. I promise it'll be quick. You know, it's just my backstory or whatever.
It's like when people.
I know that you took care of yours, so...
It's like when you go to the Grand Canyon, but you really want to go to Vegas.
Well, it's really easy to take care of Xander's backstory. All you gotta do is put it in some sunlight and water it a couple times a day.
I
At
will.
least he didn't make a salad shooter joke or something.
I will bring up the fact that in the past, our surefire solution for not getting lost in the wastelands of hell has been to follow the river. And if we need to follow the river to view Umbra University, we can sort of do both.
Yeah.
Follow the river, not get lost, go straight to Bell's Forge, and peep. While we're there,
Big
Like a good peeping.
peeping tomfoolery.
Xander grumbles and
We gotta
pisses
find
and
you.
moans,
We gotta
but
find you a new
that's-
girlfriend,
You
Xander.
really can't tell the difference.
Proper peeping. All right. Sitting out in the screen machine, I need to have a roll made. You guys don't have to do all the survival checks anymore, except for Zanzer, who has to navigate. But you're going to get
Xander drives us
advantage.
directly into the River Styx.
Can you guidance me there, dearie?
Yeah.
You
Pew,
have
pew.
advantage, she said.
I
Oh,
advantage.
are you
yes.
sure you want guidance now? Are you
Yes,
sure you want
please.
guidance now, Caesar? Sure.
I
Did
could
you take
drive
message?
us all into the river and end this mess.
No, of course I didn't take
I
message.
mean, we keep going. We just wouldn't remember it.
I specifically
That's gonna
didn't
be,
take message to piss Paul
That's
off.
like over 17.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit! That's 29. I have plus 12 on survival.
So
27.
so when you get lost, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
So you successfully drive right into the river.
You were able to keep pretty tight to the river the whole way up. There are parts where the paths sort of go into these raised areas where there's rocky edges and cliffs that dive down into the sides of the river, but you're able to follow little paths to keep a pretty close eye on the opposite shore. You do at one point see what looks like it might be the outside of the Umbra University, though there's a lot of very unusual magic trick of the eye stuff going on as you're approaching. What you can see is that there are almost like heat waves, this sort of shimmering motion in the air that from certain angles completely obstructs that there's actually anything physically present. When you do catch it, it catches the light in such a way that it's almost like a prismatic effect made up of these hexagonal shapes that raise up like a shield that encompasses one side of the university proper. It is dome-shaped, but it has high walls before it domes over. Like a big tower with a rounded top, big enough to encompass the entire grounds of what you surmise to be the university.
Like a very short, fat silo.
Yes.
Or a bell jar.
Sure.
Cloche.
A
I'm
cloche.
kind of picturing this this hexagonal force field that's got around. It kind of looks like when they like hyperspace travel in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can't remember it, but probably, yeah. And the way that it impacts the light
Yes.
is sort of like viewing light through soap bubbles. It's got that sort of reflective, purple,
Rainbow.
shimmering kind of look to it. When you actually do start to see the structures of the university, you can see that they are a design that you're actually somewhat familiar with. They look like a long time ago when you were in Baldur's Gate, you went to Little Kalimshan, where you met with Rilsa Rael.
Oh, wow.
And
Pepperoni.
the type of architecture that you see here is very similar to what you saw in Little Kalimshan, with gold-painted onion domes, tall, skinny towers, high walls, that sort of thing.
How many double bros wearing sweatshirts and hoodies are like walking around with like, you know.
This far out, you're not seeing any
you.
people. You're basically just seeing buildings and the shield.
You.
The river is pretty wide at this point, so the fact that you can see anything is a testament to your amazing perception.
Delightful.
Cool.
And since we've seen it now, do we think we could get back there if we were on the other side of the river?
With a 20-9, I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
If you lose Zanzar along the way, you're going to have a really hard time.
All right.
Until I roll my next two.
Wrap him in bubble
Bubble
wrap.
wrap?
Yeah. Bubbles answer.
I cast a bubble on Xanthi.
You also see, coming up the river, now the flow of the river is kind of a strange thing. It doesn't always flow the same direction. There are pockets that flow in different directions, but you never seem to see them intersect. Just if you get into the river, it's kind of a little bit of guesswork what direction it will carry you as you're losing all of your memories. But what you do see is that from what's effectively the south side of the river on this map is a large knife-shaped structure that is floating along its
Oh, shit.
No, go, run, go.
That is
Go
Zariel's
time.
big boat of badassery.
The big badass
It's time
boat.
to fuck right out of and off of here.
Yeah.
Zariel's
It's
party
time
barge.
to insert
She's
preposition
on a
fuck
3-hour
out of
tour.
here.
Here it is. It has a theme song.
The theme song's not knife boat, knife boat.
No.
She is in a knife boat. It's not a nice boat, it's a knife boat.
That's not the song. You're fired.
I mean, I'm a shitty fireball wizard, so yeah.
Yes. Take fire damage immediately. So yeah, you can see that sort of coming your direction now from south to north.
No, I don't like that.
It's a good distance away, and there's a red haze obstructing it, but because it's so large, Zanzar, you can actually spot that on the horizon coming up the river towards you.
We should maybe go here fast.
Should we at least back away from the river? Get out of sight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's
is
cover,
that-
let's take it.
Is,
I mean,
is the river low, like, with a gorge walls, or is it, like, kind of, like,
So,
you know?
as you're traveling along it, it's a variety of different terrains. In the spot that you're currently on, it's a drop of about 20 feet into the river.
Okay.
But it has places where it slopes down and has proper, like, silty coast that you could just, like, wade into if you were a psychopath.
Is there some hell buggy trying to like push a boat into it, and they keep backing up, and they don't know how to do it. Please tell me there's like one spine devil trying to do that. God damn it, Marge! I'm trying to get the boat in the water.
Yes, there is.
Way too big for him.
There is one tiny ramp, and that ramp is at the bottom of a switchback trail.
Nice.
So it's impossible.
All right, yeah.
It's called the Remember Where We Parked boat launch.
let's at a minimum back the hell up from the river.
Yeah.
And hopefully get on the site.
Do we have I guess this is something more Zanzer would know, but do we have a sense of how long it's going to be before they're like
Right up on
in our grill?
You haven't seen these things travel, but you know that they're pretty fast. As fast as the Scream Machine, maybe faster. Who knows? Water travel certainly generally faster than land travel.
But they're also going up river.
They have to follow the path of the river. They can't.
Do we want to, instead of hide, do we want to run towards Bell's Forge, away from the river?
Yes.
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 At a minimum, we back away from the river. But if that also gets us in that direction, then yeah.
Yeah, let's get as out of sight as possible and go to Bell's Forge, because I don't want to be followed there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zanzer, I'm going to need you to make a survival check. This time, no advantage. To get to the forge without the aid of the river. And Ingrid, I need you to make a driving check. Land vehicles. See if you play.
And there's my one.
There it is.
Should I inspiration
shit,
it?
that's
Or,
I mean, yeah.
No, drive us into the river. It'll be fine.
yeah, with Zerial nearby, I'm going to
8
inspiration it.
If
proficiency
you want, we can share this
and
dice box. That way we don't have to worry about losing a die. You got a 6.
It's an 18 now.
so it's just proficiency, right?
I'm taking this back.
You also add, I think we've added your intelligence.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
18 is not horrible.
So that is
Dice box
a
is
14.
closers.
14? Okay. As you are like wheeling away from the river, and Zanzer, you're having a little bit of trouble now. Like very quickly, you become disoriented because Ingrid heard that the ship was coming, slammed on the gas, and now you're basically blowing donuts in the desert to get the fuck out of here.
We're totally subtle, you guys.
As you are getting out of these series of switchbacks and side paths you've been taking to follow the river, there is a clunking, creaking noise from underneath the Scream Machine, and you can hear what sounds like breaking machinery.
Oh, God, here we go again.
Oh, come on.
And a large piece of piping with some sort of a large box on it
It's the fucking heat shield.
comes
Get me sons.
creaking and breaking off the bottom of the Scream Machine. It goes tumbling down the side of the gorge, and eventually you can hear it sploosh.
Oh, fuck.
Now it even forgets how to do what it was doing.
Oh, my God.
We got to teach it how to be a car again.
As you are driving, the vehicle is still responding to you. It's still drivable, but it's definitely not as responsive. It appears this has done some pretty significant damage to the way that the vehicle operates.
So the thing that went ploosh in the water, did it go ploosh and then wash away, or did it go ploosh and it's like close enough where it could be potentially retrieved?
If you had the ability to go scuba diving in the river Styx, you could probably go get it. It's a big, heavy piece of metal. It didn't get washed.
Oh, I got that
It's
picture
not,
at third level.
It didn't hit the like very shore of it when it went.
Yeah, it dropped off one of those 20-foot cliff drops.
This is
Well-
like when I drove my bike into the Connecticut River by accident.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend it.
he's just like that.
No, I said it's not like that. Because I could get my bike back from that one.
Well, staying here isn't doing us a whole lot of good. So
The car is still going.
the
and
car's
let's
still
keep
going. Yeah.
Just be gentle with it, I guess.
Say nice things to it.
You gotta fuck her
Encourage it.
gently.
Which might be good to kick up less dust anyway. If we kind of made a slow retreat.
True.
Everyone act normal.
Remember to use turn signals.
Fly casual.
I do.
Don't just stamp on the brake. Just let your speed gradually reduce. So you avoid speeding tickets. All right.
I never saw boobies.
You have to get into the university for boobs.
Pulling away from the trails and getting off basically what is the main drag that follows the river, Zanzer, you're able to navigate your way towards what looks like Mountain Doom on the horizon. Mostly just because you can see it, but there are places where there are cliffs and rises. You can't take a straight avenue to get there. So what you're primarily doing right now is navigating around those natural structures so Ingrid can actually follow some semblance of flat ground with the vehicle. You do see that there are other tracks out here, even though this isn't one of the often traveled routes. You can see that what looks like large insectoid tracks litter the ground out here. And as indeed, Beyond that, you can see that there are some gigantic beetles. Beetles that look to be about the size of maybe a large horse, like a Clydesdale.
That's
Are they on all 6?
Yes.
that's
Are they-
fuck ass horrifying, and I hate this.
Are they ankegs and are they chewing on young boys?
But no, indeed they are not. They are just some giant-ass fucking beetles that are...
Ass fucking beetles.
Yes. Do you want to interact with them?
No!
Say hi?
No!
Romas isn't in the party anymore.
No, not unless they drop car parts when you kill them.
Yeah.
This is not Fallout.
They're not,
Auto zone.
no, they're carpet beetles, not car part beetles.
Ah, very nice.
I hate it. You can see that as you were driving along, and these beetles, they seem, for the most part, quite docile, until you see 2 of them that look like they're in the midst of maybe when the males of the species fight over the opportunity to mate.
Ah, okay.
And they look different from the other beetles that you've seen in that they have these very large, chitinous, crushing piercers. And they are wrestling each other with those piercers. One's trying to force the other one's piercers open. The other one's trying to close on the head of the first beetle. And as they fight each other, they're like flipping each other over. And like beetles do, they kind of land on their back and spin and roll back over. And they don't suffer any significant injury. The terrain around them cannot say the same thing. These beetles must weigh over 1,000 pounds apiece. And when they get flung over in these beetle wrestling matches, it causes like huge backlash, dust clouds, and everything else. Okay. There is a spot where there is a natural fissure, and that fissure is causing some sort of black, oily slime and gas to come up through the crack. And it looks like they're like forcing each other into the fissure, sort of like they're like dunking each other's heads in a toilet.
Ew, okay.
And that seems to be like a central focus point of this interaction the 2 of them are having. You get a good look at one as you're driving past it, and you can see that there are some parts around the carapace that have leather strapping around them. Only one of them, but it looks like a large leather belt harness type arrangement going around the center of the thorax. And then there are some brass riggings and things like that are on its back, as if somebody was trying to set up a saddle on it, but didn't finish the job.
Interesting.
Just wrangle a couple to tow our car back to a...
It's the beetle rodeo.
I was going to say it's a Volkswagen Beetle.
You want to give that to Brian?
Yeah, I gotcha.
They just spontaneously burst into fire.
No, it's not a Pinto.
The old VWs used to do that too. Battery cables would overheat, and they would run right behind the driver's seat, and it would just
great.
start catching the
It's exactly
stuffing
what
on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So anyway, beetles are wrestling and shoving their heads into toilets, and one of them looks like somebody tried to ride it.
If we survive this, this would be a great money-making opportunity.
Beetle wranglers?
Beetle wranglers, beetle wrestling.
Beetle rides.
Beetle
Beetle ride.
demolition derby.
Beetle petting zoo.
Where's Gavin when you need him?
Over there.
He's the one trying to get the sales on
He's painting the sign. Beetles for sale, under new management.
Oh, it's the used beetle lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, fuck these beetles.
I really would like to not.
All right, roll seduction.
I'd really like to not interact with them right now.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're in a good mood. But
I feel like us getting stalled here when, fucking 16-foot knife mommy is on the river looking for us.
although maybe they will help cover our tracks a little bit.
That's actually a good point.
If they're fighting and kicking up dust, maybe it won't be as obvious that we're what's...
Well, and if they are rideable, it gives us an option if the car breaks down, which it might.
Yeah, go make friends.
Hello, Beetle.
Have you seen my wings? They are very cool.
You're immediately mauled to death by a beetle. Campaign over.
So are we going to just hang out here with the beetles until the knife goes by, or?
No, I think we drive past the beetles,
On the other side
and
of the
sort
beetles.
of...
Do we have any curiosity as to this gooey crap that they're trying to dunk each other into? Like, what is this
I've had
deal?
my fill of gooey crap in this campaign.
That's true. We did just come out of a huge pimple.
Yeah, the earth goo right now is not really doing it for me.
Okay, then yes, we will drive past these beetles.
All right.
And beyond their bullshit.
I heard a rumor that you were going to try to use their dust clouds to obscure your escape.
Sure.
So since Zanzer and Ingrid are already busy with their chores, one of the two of you go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
Oh, I'm actually proficient in that.
Oh, thank God.
That's not too bad. That's 18.
Whoa!
Yeah, actually, surprisingly adept at it. Probably because you are flying and you're not in the vehicle. You can look down on the scene.
I mean, unless my wings are so big that they are, like, uncomfortable to have me in the car with other people around me, I wasn't going to just, like, fly over the car.
You're so big it's uncomfortable to have you in the car.
Just tie a rope to his feet and drag him like a kite.
Oh no, Dragomir can drag the car if it breaks down.
Drag Omir.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you're able to use those dust clouds to your advantage, and even kind of like make some sounds and things to steer them into certain locations, such that you can drive through avenues that would otherwise be blocked by their big beetle bodies.
Big beetle booties.
Oh!
Yeah.
The beetles are thick.
In your area.
Thick beetles in you.
Hot ass fucking beetles in your area.
3 of them are desirable, and 1 of them is Ringo.
Hey! 3 of them are desirable, and 1 of them is John.
None of them are desirable. The beetles suck.
So we're going to drive around the beetles.
All right.
And Brian beetle handled.
Yes.
He beetled off.
Y'all. I fucking hate
I hate that I made that joke, because I want to steal this
Because I mean, knowing you, I assumed you wrote this entire scene just to make that joke.
He beetled off, there's goo spurting everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I would have done it on purpose if it was Spelljammer,
True.
but I didn't do that for Spelljammer.
So you just did it by accident and called it a real campaign.
I did.
As often happens when you beetle off. You just, it happened by accident. It doesn't usually go like that.
It just went off in my hand. I couldn't stop it.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I've never beat up by accident before.
You can try it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me.
I know. All right. Anyway. As you are nearing the site of Bell's Forge, you can see that it is indeed built into... As you are approaching the site of Bell's Forge, you can see it is indeed built into the side of a volcano. The music is telling us, shut the fuck up. Get on task.
Really? Yeah.
It is indeed built into the side of a volcano, and there is actually a contraption set up where it looks like most of what's actually going on in the forge is elevated to a height of about 80 feet. But there is like an elevator-looking contraption. It's a large metal box pinned to the top from 4 points like a lantern. And there's a series of leather strapping and steel cables that connect it to some unseen device that is above the primary entrance, the 80-foot up entrance. There are a series of switches. It looks like something that could be operated from the ground level, and there are no guards.
Like a doorbell or anything?
Mm-mm.
This seems too easy.
Let's do it. Let's fucking go.
So do you.
He also doesn't like cereal. So
It's why we're here.
exactly.
Knock knock.
Do you want me to go up to the top of this thing and make sure there's nothing up there waiting for us?
Are you asking for an excuse to use your wings and fly up there?
They might not still like angels very much. Are you sure you want to be like out in the open right now?
Spray paint your wings black so they know you're gone.
Nice.
Just lay down in the sludge. I gave you an excuse.
It's just an option.
Yeah, but then we'll have to wash them off like those birds at the oil slicks, you know? It's like we got Dawn liquid trying to like...
No, you only do those
Trying
things
to
you
like
like.
hose off.
You got him not the bow.
No, we
I
gotta
don't want
hose
this
him
sword
off.
anymore. It makes everybody really mean.
We gotta hose him off in the backyard like a dog that got sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
You want to figure out the
Yeah.
mechanic lady? You want to figure out how this works?
Well, my thought is, if there's going to be something up there, I would rather not find out when we're in the elevator and not able to do anything about it.
Well,
I'm going to fly up there and see if there's
Yeah.
anything.
You
up
do
this
that, and then we can take a look at the whole hoobity hop hop bop.
You want to look at my hoo-ha?
Yes.
Ingrid, not at the party.
Duh.
You're going to fly up and take a look?
Yes.
Okay. When you get up there, you find that there is an entry point that is large enough for someone about 14, 15 foot high. The doorway is extra wide, like a garage door. It's like large enough for a vehicle like the Scream Machine.
Okay. Is the elevator large enough for a vehicle?
No.
Okay.
It's actually wider than the elevator by a significant amount. Almost twice the width of the elevator. And there is a large steel door with like some ribbon steel at the bottom you could get your fingers up under. And it looks like you would literally lift it up, sort of like a mailbox or like a bread box. You'd literally lift the door into position.
Like a garage door.
Like a garage door.
But if you have the little thing, you can just open it from
Yeah,
your
no,
car.
very
It's
low
really
tech for,
slow, though.
Former Prince of Hell.
Especially somebody whose whole thing is forging,
Yeah, right.
you know?
I hope he's not dead.
But I don't see any... There's no, like, ambush or traps or anything that I could detect.
There are no murder holes. You don't see any traps. I mean, you're not exactly the guy to go looking for traps, but you don't see any obvious ones.
Can I make, like, a perception roll or something just to see if I see anything?
Yeah, throw a die at it.
Is perception the right one, or would it be investigation? Doesn't matter. That's the same modifier. That's a 2.
You find all the traps.
You don't see shit. We found shit.
I'll fly back down and give you the all clear. There's nothing up there but garage door. Big garage door, but
Up we
All
go.
All right, let's figure out these levers.
All right. Everybody get in the elevator?
You want to figure out how it works before we get in this elevator?
Are the switches in it?
It is, actually, there's no levers. It is a control box with a series of buttons.
But it's in the elevator.
Inside the elevator.
Oh,
yeah.
inside.
I guess we have to go in then.
I will stay out of the elevator.
Okay.
As well.
I am
In case this thing starts
love to
free falling, I
fly
could probably
away.
save 2 of you.
It's also probably got a max weight.
I got feather fall. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
All
I
right.
save no one but myself.
Dark dragon.
All right.
I'm lawful good now, which means I have to leave you chaos critters to die. It's the only good thing to do.
It's a reasonable alternative.
Okay.
All right, let's get in the elevator.
All right,
let's
let's
push all of the buttons so it goes all the way up and then all the way back
like
down.
a floor at a time.
Yeah.
Like Elf. Who's gonna hit all the buttons.
All right. So getting into the elevator, there is a control box with a series of buttons. Who speaks Infernal?
I do.
You do, and nobody else, right?
Correct.
Also.
You all speak Abyssal.
We all speak Abyssal.
I speak Infernal.
Oh, are they
you?
multi-language? Are they like...
Nice.
They're not.
Bienvenidos a Aladdin's
They do not
Magic
say to
Carpet
left,
speak
right,
elevator.
follow
Yeah.
name or whatever. All right, so those of you who can read Infernal can read that there are inscriptions on some of the buttons. Some of them are words that you don't recognize, like the scripting is Infernal, but they aren't words. They're just gibberish. But there are a very conspicuous red and green button, and the red has an inscription on it that basically reads "stop." It's some equivalent word. It doesn't exactly translate, but it's more or less "stop." And then the other one is "elevate."
So it's and
Yes.
yeah. I'm fluent in Infernal. My accent is almost perfectly natural. You wouldn't know I'm not from here.
You did one of those immersion courses.
I just sort of I go okay, bink, green button.
And it just rockets us straight up. Boom!
So the cable and leather straps separate. The elevator chamber drops out of view.
Did I just kill us?
Wow.
Did I just fucking kill us?
Like drops out of view, meaning like
Like it sinks into the terrain.
is there like a hole left behind?
Up
Like
is
a
down,
look
down is up.
Yep.
Okay.
Hit the red button!
I'm yelling down. Are you guys all right?
I think so.
My feet are in my brain.
We've sunk through all other 8 levels of hell.
We end up in Asmodeus's bathroom. He's like in the bubble bath, like, guys.
Yeah, this is.
He's got a shower cap for rubber ducky.
Dad?
So I want to know what Dragomir is doing first.
So this thing is connected to a steel cable that's like.
It was. Now the cable's just freely dangling.
So, okay. So the whole thing just like separated and just fell into the earth. Okay.
Oh, fuck me.
Why does he even have that button?
I mean, I can fly down there and try to pull you guys out. Does the roof of the carriage occupy the entirety of the space of the shaft that it went into?
It does appear to, yeah.
Okay, can I fly down there and like try to cut it open like a can opener?
So I'll cut back to the three of you. You're falling for at least 6 seconds. Anything you want to do the first round?
Can I press?
Red button!
Well, I hit the red button. Does anything happen?
The red button goes right through the panel, and then the plastic sheathing of it falls through the other side.
Make this thing!
I cast Featherfall in the box.
Okay.
Why the fuck is everything breaking?
I need a dexterity save from everybody.
Including me?
No.
Okay.
Oh, fuck me.
11.
Fail.
15.
Success.
Nice knowing you guys.
6.
Fail.
Good thing my backup character is over the river at the university.
So those of you who failed take 43 points of bludgeoning
Oh!
damage. As you are slowed, but the carriage is not, and it compresses you straight down.
I said on the box!
It's people,
targets
right?
creatures.
It targets creatures.
Fuck me!
Why are you like this? Well, good thing we had those temporary hit points.
You take half damage.
So, are you 22?
21, yeah.
43
Are you resistant to elevator damage?
minus,
No, unfortunately.
minus 25 is 18. Yes?
Are escalators your favorite enemy?
God damn it. I thought it...
There's a poster on the wall that describes ADA law in hell. It's
I was gonna make a joke about how long has
creatures.
it been since this elevator was inspected.
Nice.
Creatures.
Weight capacity.
It's been 6
0.
seconds, right?
Not safe. Not safe for real life.
Oh my god.
I just imagine you're hearing us going, ah, and then you're just, boom!
Yeah, so Dragomir, from up above, it drops out of you. It's out of you entirely into the darkness.
All right.
You hear first a thumping noise and a lot of screaming.
Mm-hmm.
A second thump, and then a crash like metal shearing, and this twisted, high-pitched, squeaking, collapsing noise.
Okay.
It sounds vaguely like broken glass.
All right.
And each of you are underneath now a wreckage of steel. It covers your bodies, but you are able to, working all three of you together, sort of hoist it out of the way and pry yourselves out. And you are in a darkened corridor lined with steel.
This is the worst entrance ever.
I just want to apologize.
This man is a fire giant. I already hated him. I hate him more now.
He's a devil.
I thought it was gonna be a normal machine, but we are in hell, so I apologize that I forgot.
Fire giant, devil, what's the difference?
Quite a lot.
Dick size.
Hey, Dragomir, we're like mostly not dead.
As I smash it.
I'm just imagining like full Princess Bride. You do like the dive, and just like,
I Brian Blessed my way down the hole.
and then Dragomir was a paraplegic for the rest. He can keep
He's got
company.
wings.
He did the superhero landing.
Ah,
Really hard on the knees.
yeah.
But you land now in the darkness with them, and you can see that they're all beat to shit. I mean, they're covered in little scrapes, bruises, cuts. Nobody's got any broken bones or anything, but everybody's pretty beat the fuck up from that experience. And the box that was the device that operated this lift, quote unquote, is obviously non-functional. This device is now ruined. You've triggered the trap.
We found the trap.
We found the trap.
But you made it sound like there was a corridor.
Yes.
Is there a way out of here?
There is a corridor that leads deeper into the volcano.
Oh, the yellow brick road.
We can follow this corridor, or I can fly you up one at a time, and we go to the garage door I saw.
Oh, that's right. There's a garage door.
Can I send my bird down the tunnel a little bit to just check and see if it's like moss traps?
Sure, you get the bird 30 feet down the tunnel, and then there's no more light, and it doesn't have dark vision.
Okay.
No. Silly bird.
I tried.
Tricks are for
No.
kids.
I mean, I have dark vision and my X-ray ring, so I don't mind scouting ahead a little bit to see what's here. Maybe they think we're all dead, but maybe there's a secret
Not dead
service
yet.
entrance down here. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put on my dark vision goggles and just start stealthing down the hallway.
Put on your big boy pants.
Trap looking and
Give
I
me a
got my
stealth
ring.
roll for starters. And your passive perception is like 19, right?
Perception is, I think it's actually more now. 22.
Holy shit.
I I bumped my wisdom up after the last level up, so both my wisdom and my dex were at odd numbers, and I'm like, why have I not done this already? So it was like a double whammy with one level. It's going to be
Stupid high.
Stealth. So my stealth is 24. Right
24, okay. The corridor that you are in has a very bad echoing problem. When you're walking, not an issue, but you can hear every word that they're saying while they wait for you to scout ahead.
Nice. Bunch of dick jokes. And...
Yeah.
Balls!
The answer's really fucking annoying.
I just imagine too,
I already
like
knew
both Dragomir and Ingrid being in like full like plate armor, just like even the slightest movement is like.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Sounds like a fork in the garbage disposal.
Pretty much.
Putting hubcaps on a German Shepherd.
As you are navigating down this tunnel, it is lined with steel on both sides. It's got a ceiling and floor made of some other kind of metal, different shade, different color. You're not sure what the hell it is, but it's definitely a different kind of metal on the floor and ceiling.
Is it hot?
It is extremely hot.
Okay.
It is very uncomfortable. It is not yet causing fire damage.
I mean, I'll be fine. Mostly.
There is
But presumably it's working its way into the hottest part of the volcano,
Correct,
right?
yeah, you'd be working your way into the magma chamber of it. There is a large door at the end of the hallway. It is a large wooden arched door with like a big pull ring on it. It is a brass ring, and you can see the waves of heat coming up off of that ring.
What the fuck puts a wooden door in the middle of a volcano?
You also, because your passive perception is so goddamn ridiculous, you can spot on one side that there is a piece of the wall that is a separate section. Everything else has been like sheer metal, but this looks like there's cuts or incisions made to separate out one panel. It's about 8 foot wide.
Okay, so straight corridor, ends in door. On one side, there's a panel, like on the way I'm sort of.
Yep.
For the podcast listeners, I'm making a hand motion.
Lots of hand motions.
Totally useless for you. So and there's definitely heat coming from that door.
Yep.
I was going to do the fireman's thing, but I think that's kind of pointless at this point. It's clearly fucking hot. Do I detect that there's heat coming off of this panel?
There's heat coming off of the walls in general. It's hard to say if it's any more or any less than the rest of the walls.
It could be a secret door, but it also could be just another way to allow the... Because I figure the big door is going to allow the lava to pour in.
Yeah. Secret door to death.
Right. So maybe the secret door does the same, and they think, oh, that's a fake door. This must be the real door. And then that one also pours
They
lava
put
into the
iocane
room.
powder in both goblets.
If we were to chill out for like 10 minutes so that I could fire off a detect magic ritual, would we take some ouch warm damage?
Not yet. 10 minutes is not long enough.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm
Like
gonna...
the Devil's Forge, what do you think is going to be in here?
Okay, but I just, like... Ingrid, you can hit things and I will do magic things, okay? Okay? Great.
I'm going to hit you in a minute.
That's
head back.
okay. Thank you, Mommy May. I have another.
I'm going to head back and tell them about the potential secret door. See what they want to do. Now, this whole thing down here may be just a horrible idea.
I find it hard to believe that he would put secret door underneath trapped elevator. It seems like this is just a place for his enemies to die.
Right.
Secret panel might just dump magma on your face.
Yep. I think both dump magma on your face. It's just the second one is like, oh, you're careful, and you still got magma on your face.
Yeah. One dumps magma on face, one dumps magma on balls.
Just you open it up and there's this little chute like right there.
you open the door and it's a spring-loaded boot and bam!
It's like cooking bacon while
You're like,
naked.
"Ugh," and then just magma on your head while you're on the ground.
It's a glory hole that goes directly into the magma.
Oh god!
Secret panel is just a
Spicy
sign
dick, spicy
that
dick.
pops out, says turn around, then you turn around, and then magma.
So Dragomir is again pitching. We can just go back up and see what was at the top.
Do we have any idea how far we fell?
6 seconds worth.
I would say like 200 feet.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to say, do we climb up? But yeah, 200 feet's a long way to climb.
I can carry people. It's not a problem.
So it sounds like the plan is to have Dragomir carry you back out through the gigantic shaft.
Is there any way that I can help instead of fucking being toted around like some sort of baby Bjorn on
No, come to me, Zanzar. I'll be very gentle.
Oh, Dragomir's got one of those kid holder harnesses.
Yeah, the
it's
baby
one.
Bjorn. That's what,
Yeah, it's one kid in front and one in the back. So it's just
No, I'm just picturing. Was it Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard?
Oh my god, like
I
this.
come out holding Zanzar like this.
I was thinking more, cling tenaciously to my buttocks!
Powdered toast man.
But anyway, that's really stupid. Let's get back to it. So is
let's
that the
keep
plan?
drinking.
Let's get back to the other stupid thing we're doing.
It takes about a minute, and it's very embarrassing, but eventually Dragomir is able to haul you all out
Not
of
for
the...
me.
No. But eventually Dragomir is able to haul each of you out of the shaft, and you now stand out in front of the volcano again.
Okay.
You do see that by the time you get back out, you can see the river now, and you can actually see that the knife vessel is getting closer. It seems to be maybe 30, 40 minutes away, based on how the positions have changed.
How far are we from the river at this point?
Pretty far. It would be hard to spot you because your vehicle's so small, but it is out in the open right now.
Right.
So I
This is a
have,
big boat. This is a.
It's
We're seeing it that
gigantic.
far. Holy shit.
Yeah.
this is a war
immensely
vessel,
Tall.
so-
He doesn't-
I have a question that I'm going to pose semi in character to Ben, but also the group. And I was like, "Hey guys, you remember when we saw those big gashes in the ground? Do we think that this is like a duck boat kind of water to land style vessel that Zerial's got here?"
It would be real stupid of her to just have something that goes on the river Styx, because otherwise you're just going
Yeah, I
up
just
and down.
I don't think us being that far from the river is gonna make a huge difference when it comes to the 16-foot tall fallen angel and her big knife boat.
He's possible, but we've never seen it anywhere but the water.
God, I would love to jack that knife. I would love to steal that boat.
Oh,
Yes, no,
Maybe.
perhaps. Questionable choices.
After a couple of beers, why not?
I mean, it's
Anyway.
yeah. Turn styling.
Yes.
Yes, please advance.
Do you want me to carry you to the top of the lift,
is
or
there
do you want me to
another-
check out to see what's behind the door?
Can I see? Can I see if there's another way up, like switchback trail or something kind of?
Give me a perception check. It's going to take some time.
Well, we can multitask if you guys wanted to do what you were about
Yeah.
to say while
Sure.
I do that.
Okay.
It's a hell of a roll.
Can I go with
So,
you? Because I have Smith's tool, so I might be able to.
25.
Absolutely.
I'll keep that in mind.
I will give Ingrid a lift up to the top of the elevator shaft to that big garage door, and we're going to investigate that.
Okay.
Big garage door in the sky.
There's no footing up there.
Damn it.
There would have been if there was an elevator, but there is no footing there currently. So that means in order for her
Oh,
to
shit.
investigate, you have to like hold her up.
Okay.
You mean it's right on like the side of this?
It's
oh
flush.
man, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
Yep. And as I described earlier, it's got that sort of ribbon steel on the bottom, so you get your fingers up under it and lift it like a garage door. It's not segmented like a garage door; it's one full solid metal plate. You can
So
tell
maybe
there's.
it's one of those that like kicks out and then slides in.
It could be like that, or it could just lift straight up into the mountain.
Yeah.
But you can tell even before you put your fingers on it that it is hot to the touch.
I mean, I don't know what we expected going to a forge built into a
A
volcano.
volcano,
Yeah.
honestly.
I don't think I prepared protection from elements. No, I did. Protection from energy. If I'm remembering that spell correctly, I can pick the type of energy.
You'd have to look it up. I don't recall.
I got it. I got you, dog. QRS. Protection from energy for the duration. The willing creature you touch has resistance to one damage type of your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
So I could do protection from energy on you and make you resistant to fire, and then you could lift the garage door while I hold you up.
Yeah.
You're stronger than I am at this point, so...
Yeah. Let me just see if I get anything, because I have the fire rune for my thing. I don't think it actually gives me protection from fire, but, you know, you never know.
Those runes have like 80 pages of text. So.
Yeah. Hold tight, please.
Did I get anything on my perception while we're waiting?
You did, but I want to wait until after they do their thing, because it's going to take you a few minutes to do what you're doing.
No worries.
And are you doing anything while they're investigating up top?
I guess I'm just like keeping an eye out to make sure that like nothing else is gonna come up on us while everybody else is doing some shit, because I don't really have anything I can actively do.
Periodically, you can hear the sound of beetles wrestling. They're close enough that you can hear the impact, or more accurately, feel it through the soles of your feet. But you can continue to see that the knife vessel is weaving its way up the river, up the same direction that you currently are parked.
Alright, let's get into the mountain.
Alright.
All right,
I cast protection from energy on Ingrid.
Okay.
Fire.
cool. And you're going to fly her up to the door.
Yep.
All right. Because there's no footholds, and you're kind of keeping yourself aloft and holding a very heavy creature, you're going to need to like find something to brace yourself onto.
Okay. Is there anything left of the scaffolding that formed the shaft of the elevator, or does it sort of terminate at the floor of this garage door?
There's some scaffolding there, but it's a little bit low. You could potentially get your feet in there and sort of push Ingrid into the door.
I was wondering, like, with all the cables and strapping and shit that's hanging from this, like, could I, like, sit on it like a swing set?
Yeah, I would allow you to try that.
Okay.
I want some kind of a roll for it. We'll call it a dexterity roll because it sounds like used rope from 3rd edition.
Sure. It's not something I'm good at, but we'll give it a shot. Just straight dexterity check?
Yeah.
All right. A crit. So 19 total. But
All right, yeah, you're able to sort of wing it together real quick.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
As you sort of get yourself situated in this makeshift swing, now you have Ingrid on your lap. She's very awkward and uncomfortable.
it's the Evernian sex swing.
And Ingrid, you get sort of like pushed towards the door as Dragomir, you're kind of using the rest of the scaffolding to thrust the situation
It's
forward.
a sex swing.
And
Thrusting from the shaft, yes.
Oh, man, get in the vapor.
Yeah, it's not cold down here anymore, is it, you fuckers?
We found Ben's weird sex dungeon.
Yeah.
didn't think it'd be up high, did you?
It's
All right.
hot, though. It's a hot sex dungeon.
Yeah, girl.
No, I mean, like, literally, it's hot.
So, how do you want to approach this door besides just making a die roll?
From the front.
No, I mean, what are you trying to do with it?
I'm trying to lift it up.
You're just going to get your fingers under it and try and give it a push?
I don't think that there's any. Yeah, that is.
The way he keeps asking you makes me think there's something going on with this door.
That's nerve wracking. I mean,
you got resistance to fire. Now's the
I've got resistance to fire, but is there anything that I could? Oh. Can I make an Arcana check on it just to see if there's anything weird going on with that? Like if there's any like.
I'm going to say no, because you don't have the ability to detect magic. That's what the spell's for.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew what it was, maybe you could reference Arcana knowledge in your head. But
And it's metal, not stone, so
correct.
Stone
it's
cutting
not
doesn't
stone cutting.
help.
I don't see anything wonky about it with true sight, do I?
No, it is not illusion.
Okay.
Legrand, he has true sight, so we would know if there was anything invisible. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I have Smith's tools.
What would you do with them?
No.
So, I was just looking at
I
my character
cast
sheet.
Shatter.
I was going to look at my character sheet, and we also have like 200 feet of chain, 100 feet of cable from when we were going to rappel into the zit.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still got it, so we could,
We could
tie it
tie
to
to
the
the car
friggin'
and
crazy
just-
machine and do something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's a good idea. If there's not like a wall of magma behind this door, we could always just hoist the screen machine up to the top floor, ride it into the forge,
Ying!
and then keel haul bell for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Violence
anything I
for
can
violence.
do except get my.
Okay.
Have we just tried knocking?
Well,
I
first
mean,
off,
I guess that is pretty rude.
let's do Kaylee's thing first. So you get your fingers up under the door.
I want you to try your thing.
You know what? Let's. Let
I mean,
us try.
theoretically, yes, we did. We tried taking the elevator up to the front door, and it dumped us into the butthole of the universe.
All right, you know what?
Knocking
I
fails.
knock. I knock.
There is a resonant sound. It's a low tone. It's not resonant in the sense that, like knocking on a 1-inch steel door might be. It's quite a bit thicker than that, so it's something you barely hear. But it appears to be hollow, and you don't receive any response.
I don't think anyone's home, R2. Sorry,
I mean, Zanzer has the C-3PO of the
I went
party.
too far. I am sorry. I apologize.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna try the thing.
Okay, I just wanted to know if there was like a path of least resistance. You know me.
Strength
Yeah,
check,
we're
right?
always about the path
Yeah,
of
we'll call
least
it
resistance and
Yeah.
non-violence.
Absolutely.
Ingrid's a path of most resistance because she has fire resistance.
That is a 15.
Okay. So as you try and get your fingers up underneath it, your hands are slipping. It's very hot. If you didn't have fire resistance, I'd be dealing fire damage to you, but it's so minor that I'm not going to make you take any since you have the resistance spell. But you are having a lot of trouble moving this door. It's very, very heavy. And Dragomir, as you're sort of supporting her body weight while she's trying to do this, you have to kind of kick your legs up onto the wall a little bit to actually get some push because the scaffolding's a little wobbly. And as you do that, there's a panel that separates. It's about 6 inches high. Separates out like 2 sliding doors. And there are a whole bunch of little grasping devil hands that reach out and start grabbing at your boots and pulling on your boots.
Ah,
Hey, stop that!
yeah. Fuck off, you guys, and I start kicking at the hands.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Another crit.
Nice.
29.
One of them says in a whispering tone, "Drop her, it'll be funny." And you don't have to.
Kind of rude.
Ivolus, what are you doing here? I mean, it's hell. I know exactly what he's doing
Can
here.
I communicate back to the voice?
It spoke to you, so yeah, use your mouth parts.
How can we get inside? And I can't fit through this mail slot you're trying to finger me from.
So while this is all going on, Zanzer, you're scoping around the area, and you find that there is a spot where there is a more gentle slope that arcs up, and it's covered in scree, and as you're stepping up, it's making a lot of noise, and it's hard to keep your footing, but you are so dexterous that you're able to navigate up it without issue. And when you get towards the top of this scree hillside, you start hearing what sounds like rhythmic hammering, like somebody working on an anvil.
Interesting.
And it's coming from sort of all around you, but mostly from underfoot. It's the sort of thing that you feel more than you hear. But it appears that you are nearby somewhere that somebody's actually doing some forging.
Someone's actually doing some forging around here.
Do I detect any like possible doors or entrances or nooks and crannies or caves or anything?
Looking around, you see that there are some bits of script that are painted onto certain rock surfaces. They are in Infernal, but they appear to be more gibberish. Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Man loves his gibberish.
I mean, isn't he crazy?
That's terrible. That's going to be a 6.
Okay. Yeah, it just looks like bullshit to you. It doesn't have any relevance. They're not real words. It's a script you recognize, but beyond that, it has no meaning to you.
It's a technical manual.
Can I I don't want to shout for Nemea, but can I get Nemea's attention? And
Okay, I go over.
Okay.
May I cast message?
What?
and I point out there's like words here that aren't words.
Yeah, give me a wisdom check.
That's a 10.
Okay. These little bits of runic paint appear to be a cipher,
Oh!
but you're not able to diagnose what the cipher is with just a couple minutes of looking at it. It's complicated and nonsensical. Also, your wisdom score is bupkis.
It's 2.
Yep, that's bupkis.
Well, it's 15.
That's actually not bad.
Can we
Cleric shit.
begging for help? I guess can the two of us sort of team up, and I can maybe investigate myself out of this trouble if she helps translate the gibberish she sees, and can we and maybe it'll take time, but
Yeah,
maybe we can figure it out together.
you can take a little bit more time. Before you make those dice rolls, we're going to cut back to Ingrid and Dragomir.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, how do I get in here? I can't fit in your little mail slot. They say, you could try the pit again. And then the doors... And there's one little devil hand still grabbing at you as they close, and the hand just gets severed and just... And you can hear some screaming devil inside of the chamber.
My leg!
There are some very rude assholes in there.
Well, where are rude assholes too? We're
He's,
just barging in on this man.
he's a devil, and
Yeah,
his elevator was shitty.
not up to code.
Not
Osha, is
inspected.
this okay?
I have big problem with uninspected elevator. Not why I'm here, but I'm going to handle it anyway.
Dragomir, check all
That's
the
a-
tags
that's an
on fire
after
extinguishers
Zariel
when he walks
thing.
through, yeah.
He also checks to make sure the tags are still in the mattresses.
Oh, Jesus, yep.
Dragomir's gonna become Hell Osha after we kill Zariel.
Osha.
Hosha.
Osha.
That's what they can-
Boo.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep
You're
opening
going to
the
keep trying to
door.
work the door? Okay. Bark back.
Yark. Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
That
That's
is
a
much
14.
worse. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of fatigue in your fingertips. You can't get your whole hands underneath the door. Now there is a sort of metal ringing noise coming from inside. Not like an alarm, just like this, like a steam radiator firing up. Pop, 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 ping, ping, ping kind of noise.
Oh no.
Okay, do you want to fly out of here?
Let's see what the other two are doing
Okay.
before we get,
Whoosh.
a steam bath.
Yeah, I mean, I could go for a
Oh
switch,
god,
but
Gwyneth Paltrow's here.
Oh my god, it's good.
I will de-swing myself and fly Ingrid back down to the base of the mountain.
We are no longer swinging. We're totally excited.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, my speciality again.
Do a backflip.
That's not bad. That is 13?
Okay. So as you're trying to get out from the swing that you've made for yourself, you realize it's been spinning a little bit as you've been setting up your legs and everything, and you get a little bit tangled up. And there's a brief moment of panic where you think you're losing your grasp on Ingrid. She's very heavy, and it's a very awkward thing to carry a dwarf. As you are sort of falling now out of the swing rather than gracefully descending from it, you get briefly tangled up, and you have Ingrid held underneath you now, but your wings are actually suspended by some of the cabling that you've tied. And the big metal door shoots open, and a plume of steam comes out at high speed. And Dragomir, I would like you to take some fire damage.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's not so bad. Take 25 fire damage.
All right, I'll Stone's Endurance it. So 25 minus 7 is 18. Thank you.
Now, the good news is, as this occurs, the force of it rattles the cabling and leather strapping enough that you are knocked cleanly from your perch.
Nice.
But you are badly singed by it. And you could tell if you were still holding onto the cabling, it'd be very uncomfortable because now it's dripping with steam. Probably would burn the shit out of your hands.
Ouch.
Dragomir is just one giant, environmental campaign. First there was the oil spill, and now he's all tangled up in the netting. He's like a duckling.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
He's
I
a
have
Dawn
wings.
soap campaign.
And then you're able to safely descend down to the ground where you find that these two are working on deciphering some paintings. You said you wanted to work together. Are you doing an investigation? You're doing another wisdom check to decipher?
Sure.
It's going to be a 23.
Natural
investigation.
20.
Nice.
All right.
Fuck you all.
As you are deciphering this cipher, but you find that these are, in fact, some very specific directions. There's apparently a path that needs to be taken, winding through this scree-covered switchback, where pressure needs to be applied in certain places in order to release tumblers in the main door. This is an infernal script with a cipher that describes what steps are taken in what order, and you think that you've worked out an order that could potentially open a door, although you're not sure where. But Zanzer is, because you've managed to find in this time a spot where, when walking over the scree, there is a sound underneath it that implies that there's a hollow cavity.
So that's what the tumblers, it was tumblers rolling, not people working. It was like a lock. Nice.
Deal. Why? This man is making it possible to get to his house. He's putting out instructions as to how to get to his house, but he obviously does not want people to get to his house.
I mean, same.
Well, the average pizza delivery guy can't read runes, so...
But yes, you want to go ahead and give me a chance to see if you can do that unlocking thing? I want an acrobatics check from whoever wants to undertake the procedure.
Locker, no
I'll
locking.
do it. I probably have good middling acrobatics.
Does anybody have any decent decks in this party?
No.
Acrobatics isn't one of my best skills.
Am I
but
the only person who has
+4.
+1 decks?
No, I have
I'm very
+2.
graceful.
I'm just wondering if I need to also, put on some, a buff of some sort to,
Yeah, Zanzer's got dexterity out the ass.
You can always feather
Very
fall me
dexterous ass.
if I get tossed off the mountain.
Throws that ass in a circle.
Okay, just astrobatics.
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 That's a 13, the first one.
Any modifier on that, or is that the total roll?
It's my total roll.
All right.
I should have cast guidance on him.
I should have asked you for guidance, but I didn't think to.
As you are walking around, you can hear the tumblers click and reset. It appears that you have not successfully opened the door. But you do hear now something that sounds vaguely like a buzzing noise. Like insectoid buzzing.
Oh! Back the fuck down the hill.
Can we see the beetles from where we're at?
There are a small swarm of them. There's about 30 of them, and they are now having a big fucking brawl about 60 feet away from the scream machine.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're gonna go hump it.
Maybe we should move it.
Not my car!
And then you gotta, go wash it, and it takes forever because it's cooked on, and...
I'm more worried about it being crushed by these fucking beetles.
Yeah.
Let's go move the car.
It's gonna be fucked in the ass.
In the ass of the car.
You guys can move the car. Can I take another swing at this fucking rock?
Yeah, I'm
tumbler?
gonna hang out with Zanzer. We're gonna do this again.
Let's do the rock tumblers first.
Rock tumbler.
Oh,
You
wait,
get
he goes.
really
not me.
shiny rocks out
So
of it.
is it the
I'm gonna
acrobatics
cast-
again?
Acrobatics
Guidance.
again.
Guidance, guidance. Grab a pointy.
Grab a pointy.
They're pointy.
That's 16.
Okay.
I think that's a hell of a lot better than last time.
You lose your footing a couple times on this scree. It seems obviously these tumblers are built here because this is treacherous footing.
Yeah.
However, as you try to take the final steps and fall, it appears to have been good enough, and the mechanism that controls the door actually slides open, and there is now a drop of about 6 feet into an open chamber, and this one looks quite a bit more welcoming. It's got some tile floor. You can see that there is still steel walls, but there's an orange glow coming in from the sides of the inside of that hallway.
Yeah.
There's
So-
a
Elevator
hollow
looked real
thing.
fucking welcoming too.
Help me out. So, door, the big door where they were, or is there another door
It's
near
just
where I
a
am?
drop. It's like a big trap door that opened up under the scree.
Oh, how far down is the trapdoor?
About 6 feet.
Oh, okay. So, do you still have your bird? I mean,
Have the bird.
do you want to, like, just send it down there and take an eyeball before I hop in it?
I send the bird.
The bird gets down into the hallway. If you're looking through the bird's senses, the hallway is illuminated by large, transparent glass panes that inexplicably hold back the flow of magma that occupies the chambers on either side.
That's cool
Orange.
as fuck.
Orange light is casting
That's so fucking cool.
through these windows, and it's reflected everywhere because it's a metal hallway with tile floors. So it's just this glowing
I
orange
gotta get
chamber.
me a
What's
lair
that,
like
Is
this.
that underwater hotel in the Bahamas or something?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that, but for lava.
Yep.
It's a Bond villain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The bird is able to transmit 60 feet of data, which is to say it can go about 30 feet before the hallway ends in a very large atrium-type chamber occupied by a bunch of magma troughs that are staffed with fire giants. And there is a very large, devilish figure riding a floating throne who seems to be observing the work. The throne moves around the room like a conveyance. And suspended from the ceiling is the partially constructed framework for what looks like the chassis of a gigantic humanoid creature. Basically from like the navel up, but like a big adamantium articulated robotic android type construction suspended from adamantine chains in the ceiling.
Is Starscream?
No.
Is this like some Pacific Rim shit?
It would look similar to Pacific Rim, yeah.